Okay, episode 1. I don't even fucking care what the episode titles are. Do you have the episode titles, Joe? You say you pull them up?
WLUDRV. Or U.
Thank you, Joe. This is... The story is a bug took out the internet and electronics. And so there's people freaked out.
Nothing could have taken down that Nokia phone. Nothing.
They say there's no porn, and people freaked out. So they had to throw that in. They love throwing in people watching porn and shit, and people not being able to. So, you know what? I liked the world. I didn't care. And, episode 1, I somewhat liked. I thought it was slightly above average. I'm going to give episode... well, hold on. So we got, this gives you it starts in the action. Those first 4 minutes, I'm like, okay, all right, let's see where we go with this. And then the title screen smashes, and then we go from there. So it's a mall car action chase. At one point, the PlayStation game flies on the window, and he wipes it off. And he gets wipers from another enclave, and so he's a runner. They're called milkmen. And I'm like, all right, that's kind of a cool setup. I like the world. The dude jumps on his car as he's driving. They're just kind of smash cutting to him doing his thing, and he kills that dude. CEO wants to talk to him, so he goes to San Francisco. This is a maximum security, really nice inside. They let him in, and it's a utopia. And he's like, "Holy shit, this is fucking amazing!" But they won't let others inside. In fact, they're ready to gun down everybody who approaches. And basically, they wash his body. They fucking strip his clothes. They do a little butt perfume. And I'm like, okay, maybe all these jokes a mile a minute will work, because that made me chuckle. I'm like, all right, this could be fun. And they ask him to bring a package to Chicago. Yeah. And then she says, come up with me into my apartment and let's have some dinner. And then they have a baby. Or she brings a baby out. And he sees the baby.
I didn't see that part.
They have a baby. No, they bring a baby out. Her husband comes from behind the fucking corner or something. He's like, oh, shit, I'm going to be fucking jumped. And it's like, oh, this is cool. Like, it makes sense that he would react this way. But no, it's all happy family fun time. And you can... And the way the music plays and the way Anthony, I'm buying it, I'm selling it. He's into this. He wants this for himself. Turns out it was all bullshit. Well, he first says he doesn't know what Jell-O is. So he's like, I'm going to get us some Jell-O. He's like, Jell-O! Because he thinks it's hello.
Or bye. He thinks it's bye, I think.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Yeah.
And then, so they were faking the whole time, and she's like, get out of here, you fucking idiot.
Throw this baby in a wood chipper.
Baby way gross.
Yeah. So to get them to do what they want. We don't know what they want until the very end of the series.
Yes.
But we'll tell you now, it's to compete in the fucking... She was just testing him the whole time to compete in the fucking tournament. So then we get the cops faction, and I'm like, okay, I like this actor. I like the, that you got Agent Stone. You're going to put some of the drivers in here. And so basically... They capture them. They broke the law. They capture the chick and her brother. And they say, here's a gun. One of you has to take the punishment, or we're going to kill both of you. And they have these cool fucking Uzis with silencers. And it just gives me vibes. It's like, I like this post-apocalyptic world. It's insane. It's over the top. None of this shit would actually happen, but it's cool. And that's just like Twisted Metal. So the brother shoots himself to save his sister. It's sad. And and she can't talk. It seems like she can't talk. She has one finger, really poor CGI on her finger thing. And she's from Orange County. And that's mysterious. And then they mention, oh, shit, you have to go through Vegas? You know who? He goes to his map maker friend, never see again. And he says, Sweet Tooth rules Vegas. And he's like, I know. And then as he goes there, she ambushes him. I forget actually how she gets.
She stands in the middle of the
I think that
road.
was
She stands in the middle of the road, comes out of fucking nowhere. This happens all the time in the series, by the way.
He doesn't run her over, even though he's been killing people this entire time, and this is how you ambush people. He
puts the gun in her mouth, and
yeah.
And I guess Sweet Tooth just sits outside Vegas for people to show up because
He's the only person
He's the
alive.
only person in Vegas, and he knows when people are approaching Vegas because he's gonna come after them, and that's how the episode ends. Oh, Sweet Tooth's coming.
Yeah, I was like, I don't get that, but whatever.
Well,
Vegas
6
pretty
out of 10
big.
is what I went with here. I thought it was slightly above average. It was entertaining. It was an all right setup, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go up from here.
I'm going to go with a 5. This was average for me because for me, that's first episode. It's pilots. Pilots got to try to give you everything at once. I was like, I felt like they were trying too hard.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Alex?
Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, it was okay. We got an action sequence.
Slightly above average?
No, definitely not
Average.
above. Yeah, I would say average at best. I like the fact that we did get some fight scenes. It wasn't super well choreographed. There's some weirdness to it, but like, look, I get that they're trying to give me what I want with the car scene. They're trying to explain some of the world.
Yeah.
I haven't got the taint because the taint of the world is coming. Like the complete.
It's not here yet.
It's not here yet. So it's like, oh, cool. There's a cop force, maybe in an isolated area in the United States, and they're really crazy dicks.
Yes.
How are they going to incorporate it in? Spoilers, they completely fucking ruin everything about this, but here it ain't so fucking
Because
bad.
it goes into a cartoon. So, episode 2, which Twisted Metal's kind of a cartoon. Episode 2, Joe, what is the fucking title?
3RNC.
Joe, just read the fucking...
That is literally the name of the... Oh, they're all license plates. Every episode is license
I
plates,
told
yeah.
I thought you were doing something.
The other one's like in-law one, but this one's like 3RN Croc. Croc?
Yeah, but those are all words. The license
Okay,
plate is spelling out words.
3RNCR.
I can't tell you it's what it
is
looks
it?
like.
Oh, where'd it go?
Oh, you just pulled up your picture album. I don't want to see anything that's on there.
All right, fuck it. Anyways,
What is
episode 2. It is... What is... Oh, he doesn't... He can't... read
No,
it
it's
either.
not.
That's it. I don't know
alright.
what that one is. Like, the other one's like in the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
One and who's there.
Drive through, Nut House. Like some
But
of
the
them
other
make
ones,
sense.
I don't know
or-
what the
yeah.
other one is.
All right,
Like-
somebody tell us what episode 2 is. Anyways, moving on. Here is where I started to get hints of this is not going to go well. Because I wrote down multiple times, not funny, not funny, not funny. And what's happening? Not funny, didn't load the bullet. So Sweet Tooth is coming, and she's got a gun pulled on him. He's got a gun pulled on her. They go to shoot Sweet Tooth, and all 3 of the guns do
But
not
it
go
did make
off.
sense because she just shot, so she had her gun loaded.
Yeah.
So I don't know why
It doesn't make sense that her gun didn't
work.
go
Her
off.
gun only had 1 bullet.
One bullet, and
Why?
she
Because
wasted
she was
it,
only given 1 bullet.
but she
by the-
wasted it. Though.
That's right. It was written in there. Alex saves
Well,
it.
why would you waste
Well, look,
it?
his gun should be loaded. I'm
No,
just
I
saying the
know
reason
his
that
gun
her
should be
gun
loaded, yeah.
is. Yeah.
But again, though,
I know this has never happened before. For comedic effect,
you have 1 bullet.
the jokes become tiresome. The law saves dudes from being seasoned alive. They were in tubs of teriyaki. We get introduced to Mike. Ah, fuck! I didn't say that. I didn't say these characters. God damn it! In the main review, we completely forgot to cover 2 characters I never expected in the Twisted Metal series: Mike and Stu. And I like Stu. I like Stu. Mike, piece of shit, but interesting enough to see where does this go. But this is all like, man, if we don't do all that cool, dark lore stuff, how do we fill the time? They did it with Mike and Stu. So they're seasoning these guys with teriyaki sauce. Alex
Lemon
makes a
pepper.
comment. This is not how you would season the human meat.
He knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
And they join them. So you think, oh, the law actually does some good stuff from time to time. No, not really. They're just fucking killing people. And so they force them to join them or die. Yeah. Then Sweet Tooth is chasing them. They go into Vegas. They slam into a Vegas casino. And then Sweet Tooth is like, Marco Polo. You know, he's just trying to hunt him down. He's like, damn, that usually works. And then they have the fight in the casino. And
Quiet betrays him once again.
once again, she like calls him out where he's at,
Yeah,
and
he
she's
throws
being
the
a
bottle.
bitch
He's
and
over
shit.
there.
It's like, and they bond over the thong song. It was stupid in the trailer, but for some reason here, he's just so unhinged. He's entertaining. I think that Samoa Joe and what's the
Arnett.
guy's name?
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett did a great job with this crazy Sweet Tooth. Now, the writing, they can't help that. As it goes along, they can't help it. But their performance is quite a surprise by, I kind of want to see what Samoa Joe's actual voice would have sounded like. But I get what they're doing. So, anyways, the cops tell them to shoot seagulls. What are shooting seagulls, Joe?
Vultures, people just trying to survive out there. They have a trap out there with like some.
No, these weren't even
supplies.
vultures, Joe. These were like just innocent, like
Well, yeah, they're kind of like
scavengers.
vultures.
We'll call
They're
them.
scavengers.
Vultures are a faction of assholes
Yeah.
that try to kill you.
These people are just trying to survive. They see the supply truck. Hey, let's get some goods. And the new recruits, Mike and Stu, are assigned to snipe them.
Yeah.
And
what happens?
Stu has a heart of gold.
There
He's
you
like,
go.
that's what happens in the beginning too. He's like, he's a softie and he don't want to shoot them, but Mike's like,
Mike
we
gets
got,
into
we
it,
got to
man.
do it, man. We got to
Yeah.
do it. We got to
And
survive.
over the course of time, Mike gets into it. Sweet Tooth has a thing for Skittles. I like that. He's like, get that shit out of here. I eat Skittles. And then he has shit in his pants trauma. What did I wrote that? It was real quiet in the room. There was no laughs from this. I think he talks about one time he shit his pants or something.
I think so.
I don't know. Anyways, then we do the whole my friend Sweet Tooth thing. And honestly, I kind of like a psycho friend. It's dangerous, it's interesting, it's engaging. I want to know what happens next. So I like this.
And his friend Harold.
His hair, they're just a brown bag. Just empty, sometimes filled with stuff. I liked it. Now, subplot we have is the law and the security guys initially. So they try to position Sweet Tooth as, oh, he's the villain of the series. Sweet Tooth is coming. Sweet Tooth is not the villain. It is Agent Stone and the law. And then so Sweet Tooth captures them and forces them to watch the show. All I wanted was for you to watch my show. No one has survived all 3 acts. He's just, and then he's like, and then he even cooks for them, and he says, "Bone ape tit," and then because it's bon appetit.
Yeah.
And but
Isn't that a
the
subreddit?
steak is good.
That's his subreddit.
And then his show is fucking terrible. But it was making me smile because they go with what you know, and he'd been reading all the hotel material, and I thought it was dumb as fuck. And I like the fact that nobody's make the show because if you're you do the instant, hey, this is fucking great, and he kills you because he knows you're fucking lying because it's fucking garbage. And of course, the mean ass lady says some mean ass shit, and he's like, I like you, you may live. And then Anthony's, I'm with her. It was boring. And then they basically
He lets him go.
become friends, and the paper.
He's the only one that they let live.
Yeah, and then that's when Sweet Tooth. Then they go to I don't know the fucking checkpoint, and they get captured. And then Sweet Tooth shows up, and the guy goes, "Let me see your oral." And he's like, "Did you just ask me for oral?" Fucking asking Sweet Tooth for oral. And then
Yeah, this one is like where they get captured. And then,
oh yeah, no, and then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they get captured, and then they don't have their papers, so they get tortured by Barbie Girl. It's like, oh, this is my favorite song, and they turn it up. It's like, you got to fill out all these forms.
Oh my god, it's so
You fill out these forms.
This
and
little
that's
cut
like-
together scene of waterboarding and Barbie Girl
Yeah.
and filling out forms did not work.
Yeah, because they're trying to get there's like the map maker that.
No, this is episode 3, Joe. You're going too far.
Is it?
Yeah. Instead, they get to the checkpoint, and she notices the guy that killed her brother. There was a second in command in the law, and for no apparent reason, she gets out of the car and says, "Eat
Blinded
my
by
ass,
rage."
motherfucker!" And then as she charges him, and then she gets knocked out by Mike, the friend of Stu. And then that's it. So I was like, I gave it a 6 out of 10 for just all of the Sweet Tooth stuff. And the one joke that made me laugh, and I just like Sweet Tooth during episode 2.
I gave it a 3 for all of those same reasons. I gave it a 3 because I didn't like any of the Sweet Tooth stuff. I think that they had started on something interesting. If he got up on that stage and started singing Cisco songs and just weird shit like Baha Men on that stage, that could have been funny. Yeah. But they kept trying to go like
They could still do the, oh, you hate it and you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of opportunities for them to like do it, and then anytime they're like, well, we can just make it cringe instead. It's like that's what they did. So it didn't resonate.
I agreed with
me.
that. It was super cringe, but I'm going to give it a 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, episode 3. We have a 2002 flashback, and we're like, what is this? We're doing the Agent Stone backstory. Okay. Some high school girls laugh at him for being a mall cop, and then they want to smoke. Then more Stu is a good guy stuff. They're recaptured in question. That's when we have the torture scene. Then we get the Officer Stone backstory to say maybe he's not really that bad of a guy. He's just, everybody makes fun of him, and he's become a villain like that, and maybe you can appeal to him later.
No,
This never really goes anywhere.
it does not.
The pregnant lady, it's a neighbor, robs him. She doesn't respect him. And
He's been an asshole.
then we have the
He's
Barbie.
an asshole cop or mall cop.
He's not really an asshole. He's just a weird. Well, I guess he
Well,
kind of
no,
is.
he
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
is
yeah,
because
you're right.
apparently, like,
This
neighbors like,
stupid
you've
law.
always been an asshole.
You've always been an asshole. You're always yelling at people at the mall and stuff. And
So Barbie world torture, waterboarding, yeah. But
Yeah.
eventually, you see that he tries to do the right thing in the past. This is past Agent Stone. He tries to do the right thing, to go and help this guy. There's terrorists taking over a fucking restaurant. So
Rainforest.
excuse me. And then I don't know what that is.
What
Red
would you
Line
type?
Canyon, which was cool.
What'd you type? Maybe I can remember.
Maybe a cool explain. The autocorrect fucked it. Maybe a cool explain like everyone's memories were fucked or something. Oh, this is where I was confused because it seemed like everybody's acting like they don't know what things are. As if the apocalypse happened a long time ago and not just, I don't know, 10 years ago or whatever it is. I was like, there needs to be some explanation, but that's why I didn't finish the sentence because I'm like, maybe they'll explain it later on. Part of it was Anthony's amnesia, where he didn't remember stuff, but it was also awkward with other people too.
Yeah.
Anyways, they walk the red line, and it turns out this red line leads to the fucking Grand Canyon and then the
Hoover Dam.
the Hoover Dam, or they just jump off and shit and push people out. I do love that eventually Stu is like, no, fuck this, I'm gonna join you, and he's like, yeah, come on, man. And I was like, all right, cool. Like this is a subversive moment, and well, I mean, you knew that they were building it. You knew it was gonna come to this, but I like that they were actually doing it. The problem is that, well, we'll get to it. We go back to the restaurant. He kills the terrorists, which
are the
weren't
people
just
trying to get
people,
food.
family, but they turn into bullies too. This is dumb
Then
as
he
fuck.
shoots a child or something. That's
he kills
what-
a kid.
Yeah.
And then as they split up again, Quiet pistol whips the second in command to death for forcing her brother to kill himself, and then they leave Stu behind like assholes. So Stu is the only
Evelyn.
one that gets him out, strong enough to push the car, help them escape. And then he can't get back in the car. And all he needed to do was stop and let him get in and then drive off because they know he's going to fucking die.
It was Evelyn's fault. Evelyn's the one who popped the trunk.
It's that trunk, that darn
Evelyn's
trunk.
alive.
Would have stopped.
Evelyn's
Right.
alive.
And then eventually she lies to John Doe to get him to go to Topeka because she knows that that's where motherfucking Agent Stone is, the headquarters, and she wants to kill him. What did you guys think of this?
4 for me. I didn't like their chemistry between Quiet and John Doe. It was just more annoying. I was like, if Stu comes in, like 3 is a crowd. Stu's all right, but he just like...
Stu saved it for me. Otherwise, the score would have been lower. So if there's one good element, I thought it was kind of the Stu stuff.
And I didn't like the whole Stone backstory either.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it at all.
Yeah,
I just thought it was terrible. So 4.
This is the episode where it really cemented in my mind that this is going to be a fucking cartoon, where they're like, we're going to torture you and we're going to give you small pencils and play Barbie girl and you have to fill out these forms. It's like, oh, that's what kind of show this is going to be. And then we did the
like
back
the
thing.
writers think they're so
It's so fucking clever. And then the guy's like, oh, yeah, you're a cop. Well, yeah, we're just taking the coconut shrimp because it can feed 100 people. And he's like, but wait. And then they turn into cartoon high school bullies. It's just bad writing scene into bad writing scene into bad writing scene. And it just completely lost me at this point. It's like, I don't care about any of these fucking characters.
Yep.
They waterboard them. So it's like, I know you have it in you to actually torture these people to get the information that you want.
to do dark and grim, but that's not what
they
they're doing.
started with like, you have to fill out DMV forms with a crayon while I play Barbie girl. It's like, I'm not into the show. The show isn't written for me. I don't know who it's fucking for, but it gets a 2.
Ooh, right there already at episode 3. I was still on the line. I was like, I agree. I was
going
like,
down.
this is cartoon, but maybe later on it gets better. Some of the jokes, so I gave it a 5. Moving on to episode 4. Joe's episode 4.
NTH Law 1.
Okay. The trucks capture
nothing but
them. So
love.
we have this convoy subplot here. And they try to do some car stuff. She says your limited slip differential is installed backwards. And I'm like, that's you. Okay, god damn it. Stop it. Convoy has 30 rigs. Where do they get their fuel? Where do they get their tires? Where do they get their tires?
Brake pads. No.
They they actually get their tire. They actually get their fuel from their poop. Okay, sure. You're not supposed to think about it, right? All the trucks can link together and it becomes a moving city. Like, that's the kind of cartoon stuff in the Twisted Metal world that I don't mind letting pass, if everything else is up to par. So then we see a finger prosthetic lady. She gives Quiet a finger because the CGI effect is bad and they don't want to keep spending money on it.
It's too much money. He's like, shit, we got it.
It's so stupid. There's no reason for it. Granny then is, I don't know.
She's wheeled in.
She's wheeled in, trying to act like she's way more frail.
Medicine,
but she draws porn or something.
Yeah.
What is it?
Kama
Granny's
Sutra,
pastime is to draw Kama Sutra.
Kama Sutra.
Karma Sutra. Yeah, she likes porn.
Yeah.
Did that make you laugh?
No.
Granny asks him to do a job, and then we see kind of a holy man. We get a tease of the holy men that are hanging dudes upside down on crosses, but they visit the pharmacist. And this is where I started to like lose. I was like, this is where I was like.
But yeah, the only reason why they also did the job is because like the cops stripped down Evelyn his car, so he has no guns. And he's like, shit, we need guns.
We need.
And the
they had plenty of guns.
yes, they're like, well,
they even had rockets.
We'll soup your car up. I was like, okay, maybe from here it'll get cooler, right?
Now he has a souped up car. We can have some battles. No. Instead, we go visit a pharmacist, and they fucking drink a drink from a stranger that's called the pharmacist, and they immediately pass out because they're fucking morons.
Why would you drink it?
And then she goes to then fucking torturing them with plants because but then they tell her that they're good, and then
She's
she
like, oh, okay.
lets them go immediately.
Yes, he's like, Grandma sent us. Check my pocket. Checks pockets. Her handwriting. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix you up.
Pointless. There's a Knight's Tale poster in the background. At this point, I'm picking out things in the background.
I love that movie.
I know you do. That's why I pointed it out. Holy men are on their tail. They're just behind. They're ringing the bell. They're like, we gotta go. We gotta go. So they go back to the convoy. Oh, there was also Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey. The turtle. Am I not turtle enough for you in the Turtle Club? And she throws an axe and it hits the thing. I'm like, I didn't think anybody else knew that this movie existed, but they did.
I don't know.
So
the
it's like I want to
though.
like the writers, but then I hate the writers because they're not funny and it's cringy and I hate it all. Anyways, there was one guy who knew about Master of Disguise and he's cool. There's a black voiceover. Blank man. It auto-corrected. Then they do the blank man, and I'm like, what? They know about blank
It's a great movie. Another great movie.
Me and Joe are like, okay.
Yeah. He's like, you can't do that now.
Can't do that now. It's, that is not politically correct, but it's still I wouldn't call it a good movie. But Joe,
it's great.
No, it's not.
It is funny. It is a good bad watch.
It's a bad watch. But the good kind. Eating disorder. No, eating decades old popcorn or something. They just start popping the popcorn and it's like fresh.
Everything's fresh.
What is this?
Yeah.
So they sort of bond at the theater. Everything kind of slows down. And they play the sappy music.
He's a man, she's a woman. They've spent more than 24 hours together, so they have to fuck immediately.
They don't fuck immediately.
Oh, till tomorrow? Sorry. I mean,
yeah, but
they do each other for 10 days.
Shitty, man. This stuff is like, oh no, we're gonna do the love plot.
Yeah, and then he washes her clothes.
He washes her bro's jacket, which she gets pissed off about, so we can have some drama. It's like his blood and brain matter meant something to me. That's all I had left. And then, but then the next scene is they're back together. Everything's cool, and then they got to get something about poison.
You need to let go. It's so heavy on you. You just need to let go. It's like you need to let go too.
This is therapy.
We can do this together.
Twisted Metal
Let's
has
have
great
sex.
marriage. They don't have sex yet. Granny is dying, so they bring her medicine to make her more comfortable as she dies. And I got really mad. I like Granny because she has like the stuffed dog, and she never talks. She didn't even talk about it. Actually, they do mention it. I was like, I hope they don't talk about the dog. It's just in the background. And I thought she was gonna do the fucking, long walk into the cursed earth. That would have been way cooler. Granny gets in her car and she drives off, right? This is how she wants to end her life. She's like, I take control of my life. I say how I go out. And I thought she was going to do a Judge Dredd final walk.
I thought it was gonna be some badass, like the holy men are after them. She's like,
She was
I'm
gonna
going
stab
out with
me
a
too,
bang.
that's what I
was like,
thought.
okay, that's gonna be
That's
fucking
what I
cool.
thought.
Give me a fucking car scene.
They never met the holy man. The holy man never show up.
No, they don't do
Instead,
shit.
she just...
They-
the scene transitions, and they just show her dying in the cars. And one moment, she's like, ugh. And then the next moment, she's like a doll in the car. And then they release the car.
and push it back and then explode.
You think that's all, and Anthony's like, this is kind of lame. But then they press a button, and it explodes, and everybody's like, yay. And then they have a fucking rave, or they have a party.
So you should stay
Playing
here.
more 90s songs.
Like, isn't this what you wanted?
Or Euro 80s songs. And then so we have this, but then we have this. This is where I was like, I don't know. A side story between Flower Power and Amber or some shit. I don't even remember the names.
The new in command.
Yeah, the Convoy lady and the Pharmacist lady. And then this is when Joe turns to me. Joe goes, is this show about cars? When that happens. And I told him, no. 3 out of 10 for me.
Yep, it started going down. Like, what the? Where are the
I
cars?
hated this.
Honestly,
I only like the references to the fucking other
you
stuff.
got me too at the very end. I was like, okay, hopefully the holy man's like, hey, they're after us. We just gotta buy us some time.
Can't afford it.
She's like, look, I'm about to die. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Goes out Granny
Granny
style.
go. And
go
she
crazy.
becomes her own Twisted Metal car because I don't know. Is there a Granny? I have to look
I don't
up.
know, but I was just saying, like, that would have been fucking cool. She's like taking out a whole bunch of them, and she's like,
wonder if
rams somebody
Hammerhead
and
was ever Granny.
explodes.
I don't think, yeah.
But yeah,
maybe one. I think maybe Hammerhead was one of them.
Granny Dread.
Oh.
but that
Yeah,
would have
there's
been a
Granny
cooler
Dread.
ending.
Hammerhead, yeah. So Twisted Metal 3.
Yeah,
So they fucked it up even more.
they did her a disservice right there.
Granny Dread is the driver of Hammerhead, so she's never yet to appear in any other.
Yeah, man.
She had a fucking huge pickup truck with monster truck wheels. Anyway,
Fucking let down.
a huge letdown because they could have fucking done monster truck.
They would've done
brought
something
in-
cool.
Brought in one of those.
She's like,
guys
I'm
that
going
come
out
to
my
show.
own style.
You know how those monster trucks, you hire those guys cheap, and they'll crush some cars for you. They crush cars all the time in a rodeo over here in Texas.
Yeah,
all right?
Sunday.
You
Didn't
fucking
matter.
idiots.
It's-
Pay
I want
for
to
the
give you
whole
a
seat,
2.
but you only need the edge.
I want to give you a 2 and how fucking easy that would have been. Anyways.
That would have been cheap, easy points for me. But
Yep. So what are you rating it?
3.
Alex?
2. It gets no bonus points for any of the. It gets no points for Knight's Tale. It gets no points for Blank Man. They immediately fall in love. The second day they're together, and she had just stabbed him yesterday and tried to get him killed, but
Fuck this.
again they're together and they love each other, and then Flower Power is gonna
dick and she has a pussy.
and she's gonna kill them, and then they're like, no, even though we don't look at all like the people who have a outfit and like that, they don't look anything like Holy Man. It's like, this is a fucking cartoon. This is a stupid fucking cartoon. Stop it.
Episode 5.
Probably gonna give it a 2. I don't even remember what happened.
Episode 5.
Episode 5. No, we're in episode 4.
Oh my god, this is taking
No.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we're on 4.
No, I already did 4.
WHZ Dare.
Nope, I already did 4. There was the trucks capture them. The Convoy is
okay.
30 rigs. 5 is...
Okay, 5.
5 ran out of my goodwill. 5 completely ran out of my goodwill. What is it? You don't know.
No, I don't know.
All right. They just read out the numbers.
CRZSRDS. Some roads, maybe?
I can't even get that shit right. They tool out a Vulture and find music. This had to have been fucking autocorrect. They tool out a Vulture and find music.
No, they did.
Oh, they take out a Vulture
Yeah.
and find music in his car. It was bop, And so they did that off screen, and the car's overturned.
That stole from them.
Yeah,
They went to go chase.
They
the gun.
ruined perfectly good tires because tires are like gold in this world, right? Because but they ruined perfectly good tires, throwing the axe. She basically drugs him because she feels bad. I like you now. I don't want you to have to come on this suicide mission with me. So then we get two new henchmen have to replace Mike and Stu because. And these two new henchmen
your
are
favorite
generic.
part, though.
What's my favorite part?
The naked guy.
Yeah, the guy with the Crisco
That's
on
not
his
this part yet. I wrote these in sequential order.
Okay.
So two henchmen. We have the same mother. I don't know what is. This was the other one that made me laugh. At some point, the Agent Stone, like Stu and Mike, do this thing where it's like, I forget who did it. We're brother and sister. And he's like, we have the same mother. And Agent still goes, I know what what a mother is, or know what a sister is. And well, these two new henchmen show up, and they're like, yeah, we're brother and sister. And he's like, we have the same mother. He's like, I know what a sister is. But it shouldn't have been funny the second time, but it was the line delivery from the actor himself that made it good. Anyways, here I wrote, I like Sweet Tooth. He fucks up the checkpoint with a grenade in his mouth. Maybe, and then there's and I noticed there's a lot of commercial breaks. I'm glad I didn't take the ad version, but I kind of regret it because they got more of my money. But it would have been unbearable. We would not have been able to finish this if it was a bunch of ads in between these things like we were watching TV. There's no logic. It's a cartoon. The mall cop is in charge of the huge law operation. So this is world building, and you see the scope of the operation is massive.
He has a barricade from Canada to Mexico along the Rockies, and he controls from the Rockies to Topeka, Kansas. This mall cop has a net, like he has reestablished the center of the country in a perfect society. And it's fucking dumb.
Perfect cop society.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. You get beaten for no reason.
Where's the military? Like, it would have been cool if it was that little corridor. I would even give you a small corridor.
He only has Topeka.
But I'm gonna give you. You're gonna do you're gonna do across the country. Nah, man. Anyway, so the dude is killed for not picking up his dog's poop in Topeka. So it's a fucking police state for sure. And she starts hallucinating her brother. Mm-hmm. And Joe didn't like this, but I actually kind of liked it, the way that they did it, because there was a touching scene there where she's like trying to remember him, and he's like, well, why do you have to remember me with a fucking bullet in my head? And then she remembers him better, and then he's like, well, can I get muscles now? And I thought that was funny and cool banter back and forth. Stu's number is up. He got caught, and they're going to make him do the long walk. But he's about to die. But Sweet Tooth inadvertently at the same time saves Stu by going in there and killing all the officers. And this is, at least it's action. Yeah. It's not Sweet Tooth in a car firing fucking his iconic goddamn missiles and his laugh. Instead, he's just cutting people up with a hack. And I was like, all right, well, I like Sweet Tooth. This is the one thing in the show that I can at least look forward to. Now we have the old dude. Naked, rubbing his body in cocoa butter as he plays with his titties. That's what I wanted to say. So, old naked dude rubs his body with cocoa butter while playing with his titties. Twisted Metal, everyone.
Does that happen in the game?
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite part.
What the fuck? Anyways, and then the imagining our brothers, kind of a touching scene in one part. So, but now they are just content on fucking up good parts. Sweet Tooth starts to get this idea that he's going to have a crew. Just all of a sudden, when he comes in here and he kills everybody, the people that he free become fanatics for Sweet Tooth. They just pick up guns and they follow him around. That makes no sense.
That's the savior now.
And they have an old little grandma and they have I'm like, okay, now you're starting to fuck it up. And Sweet Tooth's totally into the idea. He doesn't, and
they're his fans.
Yeah. And then Stu saves his former friend by not fucking ratting him out because he notices him in the background. So Stu, Heart of Gold, continues. John Doe then has memories of flashbacks of Quiet. And so he's like, oh, man. Stu and Sweet Tooth. And then this is where I wrote, this may have gone too far kind of thing with tagging Stu with Sweet Tooth. And it's just getting a little bit too much. they just didn't know what to do with Mike and Stu. And they're like, okay, if we have them fall around Sweet Tooth, then eventually all these characters can meet again in the final battle. And I don't know. So they'll realize that Sweet Tooth is a bad guy, even though they already knew he was a bad guy. And anyways, at the end of the episode, they try to do something Twisted Metal. So I give them, this is one of the battle scenes. So she decides, her brother's like, you don't need this stuff, and she's leaving. And it's a moment of triumph for her, but then he taunts her on the radio, and she's like, fuck this. And she goes to fight him. So she brings a fucking police car, and he's got his police car, and we do a Twisted Metal one-on-one battle that goes 15 miles per hour. It's kind of embarrassing, but they try at least. At least they try. Yeah. And then at the last minute, John Doe shows up with Evelyn and uses that one rocket that he got from Granny to save Quiet. He blows up Agent Stone, and he's dead, and he never shows up again. And then I wrote here, I swear to God, if Agent Stone isn't dead, then I'm done. and he wasn't dead. So, ratings, please.
4.
Yeah, I did go
I
up
did like
one
the
point.
sweet, because I did like the Sweet Tooth killing people. It's like, him going inside the barricade, blowing the guy's head off,
And the ending
and a
scene.
little bit of a glimmer,
A glimmer in the
a glimmer of some gun
Twisted
action
Metal.
on cars.
Yeah,
That's it.
I agree. I think he gets a bonus point for those things, but I just don't think it was competently done. That he puts a grenade in the guy's mouth, and you just
that does.
Yeah.
you just hold on to it, and then you take it out of your mouth, and
He's
then it
like,
doesn't blow up. But the guy starts screaming, and it's just like it's not competently done or written or shot. And so it's like, yeah, I appreciate the violence, but you did a bad job of it, so you only go up to a 3.
Okay, episode 6.
Drive through. We can say that one.
Yeah, drive through. This
are-
is sex position, by the way.
We are completely off the rails, I wrote. They have a cult of a mothership. This episode is almost completely, I think.
I don't
is
know
this
what this
one?
was. Yeah,
completely inside a thing. And it's
Yeah.
all character drama between John Doe and, yes, that, Alex. What you
Yawn.
just did there.
Yeah,
It was a big yawn fest for this
Stone isn't dead,
yeah.
apparently. And then they make out and they have sex in the ball pit. That's when Alex got up before that moment. He was on his conference call. And then when Alex came back, I go, they had sex. Alex goes, I don't care.
Yeah, it's the truth.
And then as they have sex in the ball pit, then it logo smashes to Twisted Metal.
You know, they don't ever clean those balls. It's like the filthiest thing
Oh yeah,
possible. Like,
she pulled out a fucking Band-Aid.
that's perfect. That's exactly where you want to get naked.
So, and then we have a walk-it storm.
That's in the game, so you should be happy.
Yeah, but I couldn't. I just did. I was like, "What did you say? What kind of storm?" And then they don't explain it. And then the storm actually fires lightning. Yes, it's in the game. It's in the first game with all the lightning going down. So he runs from the lightning back and forth. But it's embarrassing. It's
he
just
outruns the
embarrassing.
lightning. Yeah, it's real
It
great.
was CW Lightning.
Yeah.
Right. So only a complete idiot would go out in this, and then he dodges them a bunch of times.
Yeah, because he went to go
And
protect
there's
his
a
car.
backstory of slavery for 4 years. What was this, Joe?
This was when her Quiet and her brother's like, hey, they're working on the fields. He's like, hey, I just got us this new contract. We're gonna work at the OC for 4 years.
She got the contract.
She got the contract. She's like, well, I don't have a say in this. It's like, no, we just got to work 4 years, then we get our own beachfront property. Then
Turns out
cut
they
to,
are
they're slaves.
service at a McDonald's.
No, they're just personal slaves.
Oh,
for
right,
those.
for the people that are at McDonald's.
Yeah.
He's a slave for the McDonald's, and she's a slave for a Karen.
Yeah, and you see, she's like, oh, I just got a new necklace, and it's her finger.
Yep.
And they
These
collect
people
body
are weird as
parts.
fuck in the OC. They just, they maim people and collect body parts.
Callback.
Yeah. So then the
about
card, then they do card game tossing. They're tossing cards, and for the backstorm.
For questions.
Why does he not remember? Oh, America. That must have auto-corrected. God damn it. They do the fucking acoustic guitar here, and they're talking and laughing, and they do those like scenes where there's like
Lights
this
go
bonding
brighter,
stuff.
so
I
might need to
saw
fix that.
Fuck. That's probably too bright. Can we turn it down? So even this sick of our shit. The lights are sick of Twisted Metal shit too. It just makes me cringe. This bonding between these two in this scene. Some people may be into these characters and they're like, "Wow, this is a really great character study for these two." Me, I couldn't roll my eyes harder.
I was the exact same way.
Okay.
Once again, I turned back and I said, "Hey, isn't this a show about cars?"
No, Joe, because they fuck in the ball pit a second
Again.
time.
Never have
And
I
they-
ever fucked in the ball pit twice. Me neither. High five. Let's go.
And then they laugh a lot.
And then
she's
everyone got a
carrying-
UTI.
Yes.
And then immediately after they laugh a lot and fuck in the ball pit,
They
they
get
get
mad.
mad at each other again. And he's like, you are carrying the burden of guilt of the death of your brother. And then they argue and then they're feeling sorry for themselves and it's forced drama. And they fight and they break up. And it's so stupid. And then the next scene, they're like, all right, we're cool.
No, the next scene. No. You forgot.
Oh,
So
I
in some other
forgot.
parts. She's like, I'm hungry. I'm going to go make myself a burger. She can't make a burger. And John's like, it's because like you need some gas. Let me help you with that. She grabs a big propane tank. She's like, oh, it's too heavy. Metaphor. I'm a fucking
Metaphor.
genius. You
This
need to
guy,
let
right?
go. All right? It's too heavy for you. All right.
Oh,
I
they're
let
not
go.
really talking about. And some people are
And
like,
then
wow, this is the best show. This is the best
Yes.
adaptation of a video game ever. And I want to.
And then I turn around. Hey, where are the cars?
Joe, this is not a show about cars. Anyway.
Get it? So, yeah, that happened.
Weirdos take pieces of bodies for their color. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they escape. She kills the dude that's the asshole that's controlling her brother. What are you doing, Alex?
Something
bored.
more entertaining.
Peeling the fucking
Something more
label
entertaining.
off your beer. We need another beer.
Yeah, so we basically go back to the first episode. Where she sees her brother being working at McDonald's and the guy's mistreating him. They find him in the backstory. She's like, "I'm gonna deal with you later." They come back to go kill his
Getting hot
brother, and she shows up, kills both of them, and kills the manager that was
Yeah.
collecting the years, and actually chops off her brother's ear. So I thought he was gonna get it worse, but
Yeah.
she just slits his throat again.
So if you connect with these characters and think all the jokes were funny to this point, you will like this episode. If not, it's going to be amongst the worst ones. And for me, it was amongst the worst ones. They move in the ball pit. That's a joke. She's moving in the ball pit too much as she's trying to sleep all mad. And then he's moving in the foil because apparently people killed themselves. A religious cult in this place killed themselves before. There's a bunch of foil
Yes,
everywhere.
I did.
Ha ha, funny. There's no joke. She tries to make food, can't let go. She cries, and they make up, and then they eat. And you were right. We're not alone, she says as she looks up and reads a sign that says you're not alone. But they really mean them. Get it? He thinks she left again in the morning, but she didn't. They're a team now. They
She's
bonded,
packing up.
and now they are officially a couple. And they proceed to have a fake driving scene where the car looks embarrassing as it fucking rotates on a little machine and the green screen and the bloom is turned way up. And I'm like, this is Twisted Metal, right? Where they drive cars? No. Give me a rating, please.
2.
This is worst one. I'm going to go fucking 2, maybe 1.
I'd say 2. She didn't believe in ghosts.
Trying to figure out what
She
I
didn't
like
believe in
about
ghosts?
it.
It's not. It's bad. It is offensively bad, but I don't think it's like Picard season 2 bad. Maybe we're
Yeah, I guess
getting
not.
there.
I'm just angry at this point.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
hot in this
exactly, 'cause,
house,
like,
my AC's struggling. It's 105.
No, like
Moving
I was
on to the
saying,
next
I
episode.
wanted
I'm
to see
speeding
a
up, Joe.
fucking badass shit happen. Nothing
Episode 7.
happened. Episode 7, Nut House, right?
Yeah, two scoops. So then we get this stupid fucking sitcom scene that's edgy.
It's a backstory.
And this is like, I fucking hate. This is
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth's backstory, Billy. Billy's getting all
No,
the
he's-
attention,
okay.
and Sweet Tooth is not, and he's losing the affection from the audience to a dog. Everybody loves the dog on the show, and then he gets mad, and he goes over there, and he stabs this golden retriever to death for shock value, for the sake of shock value. And now I hate the only character that I liked in the series because I don't fuck with people who harm animals.
Like, what the
Smash
fuck?
Twisted Metal. The literal
He's
logo
crazy,
smashes
Joe.
right then
He's crazy.
to really drive home the point that you're watching Twisted Metal after somebody just Fucking
Slow down on
anyways.
the candy. Must be my sweet tooth. Nobody laughs. Nobody laughs at this show. 'cause
During
it's
run into
stupid.
wall, but bunker comes up. During a run, they stop because a wall stops them in the middle of nowhere, and then a bunker comes up with an elevator.
Oh,
That's what it
the
was.
Chicago.
And
New
then they
Chicago.
go underground because this Calypso guy, who is a mysterious voice, needs something, or no, gives them
the
thing that
package
they
for
need.
Raven.
Yeah. And so then they're like, "We got the package. Let's go back." And
Then they make memories. It's like, oh, what? You never had a deep dish? He's like, I don't want a plate. It's like, oh, you never had pizza? You're going to remember it later.
I don't even remember this part, John.
Yeah.
Now, Sweet Tooth is a super nice guy. And Stu is a Rambo badass now. And he's at the asylum for closure. He's like, I got to go someplace for closure. And even Agent Stone is like, Sweet Tooth is going somewhere. And he knows to ambush him at the asylum. Yep. So then she goes to gas up. So then they go to the Milk Men bar. And she goes to gas up. So Quiet is gassing up the car, and there's a guy already there gassing up, and then there's another guy in line that comes up, and she yells at this guy for being second in line. She thinks she's second in line, but it was actually that guy that was second in line.
Yeah, I didn't see the line, whatever.
And I know. And then another girl comes in to save her, and this girl was like, I'm getting in this guy's face for daring to treat him poorly, and there's no reason at all why he wouldn't just attack her in the apocalypse. But she's so threatening because it's Bloody Mary, and this Bloody Mary from the games. So I thought that they were going to explain it like she owns the place, like she owns the gas. So like the guy's like, all right, fine, and he goes off. But no, he just gets disrespected, and he doesn't do anything in this post-apocalyptic world of vultures, and everybody kills each other. But anyways, Bloody Mary and John Doe have had a relationship before. And she recounts stories of their past, and oh God, I don't care!
Believes there was a big dick.
Yeah. Mr. Slam has a big dick. Mr. Slam in the show is a bartender. He may or may not have his fucking car, but he does have a big dick that destroys watermelons. And that's what this show wants to focus on. So we focus on that.
That's the only time I kind of didn't mind Quiet was this episode.
Really?
Because Bloody Mary.
I hated her in this episode because she's like annoying with that gas exchange. Just being a bitch. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, it could have been worse because I thought she's going to be like worse as opposed because like Bloody Mary's like, oh, we did this, and this.
Trying to make her
and
jealous,
she's like,
yeah.
honestly, I don't care, John. Like, you had your own past. I was like, okay, cool. I thought they were going to do something. But instead, they pushed it off to Bloody Mary. It's like, oh, now you're going to do the
Now Bloody
jealousy
Mary's,
thing.
yeah, she cares. She's pissed off.
Yeah.
She tells everybody what his plans are, and then everybody wants the thing, and so they have a big fucking fight scene, which interrupts the smashing dick of the watermelon.
And they made a joke about
Pit
it.
Viper
again.
is mentioned. There's like little Easter eggs here that are more insulting than anything else. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
At this point, you'd be like, you're just mentioning names just to what?
just to do.
Just to
Yeah.
what?
This isn't
to
Bloody
do
Mary.
nothing.
Well, you think Bloody Mary is dead, but she's very much alive and in the sequel, in the season 2. So
What?
Yeah, it's the very last scene of the episode is putting her picture up. She's one of the drivers in Twisted Metal 2.
Yeah.
But I thought she died.
Nobody fucking.
Yeah, I
knows
thought
that.
she died too, but her picture goes up.
God damn it. He uses his dick to slam the melon. The
Yep.
fucking fight breaks out to shitty music and poorly choreographed fight scenes. There's no cars here. This is just a fight scene in the bar.
Yeah.
And she tells her not to. So, really, the one place where all the Twisted Metal drivers that actually have Twisted Metal names are in one location, nobody uses the cars. They're all fighting in a bar very poorly. Mary attacks her anyway, and Quiet kills a Twisted Metal character who we never saw even use their car. Quiet kills Bloody Mary. But she's not dead. Stu saves Mike in another unrelated thing. Fuck this. Sweet Tooth reminds me that he sucks now, and by saying that he kills naughty dogs. So be careful. He's going to kill naughty dogs. So, rating.
2.
2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Episode 8. Almost there. Little
Evelyn. That's
Evelyn.
the name of it.
Right, because little John Doe is tricked by an old woman, and he has his car stolen immediately after an accident where he loses his memories. This is little John Doe from the past, and then we go back to the future, and Quiet makes another dick comment for no reason. Dudes can't handle hangovers for shit, and it's like, oh, okay. And they flirt, but then they immediately flirt. And they're playful with each other in the car, and they throw popcorn at each other, and they laugh.
Then she fucks it up.
And when they aren't looking, a group of vultures who use no car to get there and make no sound appear out of nowhere
Holy man.
and steal their car in order to create a plot point to create forced drama between Quiet and John Doe. Yet again. We have this stupid shit. Then the holy men have his car, Evelyn, and she's like, I'm just gonna wait here. Did you hear me? He didn't hear me. Not funny. Aggravating, because he's got to walk back to get
It
stuff.
was like an hour away.
And
You got to go get the
I'm
mask.
just gonna wait here. Did you hear me? He didn't hear me.
Yeah.
In the last, he reaches for a peach. In the flashback, he reaches for a peach, and he falls down, and he rolls down a hill, and he slams into Evelyn, and that's how he found his car. He's reaching for a peach, and he rolled down a hill, and then he found the car. Then once he finds the car, he gets in, then he burns money because they thought it would be a cool shot, like he's using it for fire, but it doesn't really look like it. It just looks like he's just burning money for no reason. And then, I mean, the apocalypse just happened. It might still work.
Had it been years later, would have made more sense and been more appropriate. But it was like the apocalypse just happened.
Yeah, and then show a nice little big fire, but it doesn't work. Then they need to blend in, so he zips his jacket up in front of her, right? While she looks like a woman with boobs. He could have just given her this jacket to hide her fucking body structure because she's clearly a woman who's walking around here. Then you have this wild party. It's fucking stupid. The preacher shows up. He's fucking stupid. This is a preacher from the games. And they bring the preacher gifts. One of the gifts was the fucking car. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to dick her up. I'm going to fuck this car. And then Anthony Mackie goes, no, I'm going to challenge you. And the preacher goes, all right, we're in a fight. And I was like, oh, fuck, cool. Preacher's going to use his fucking car? And if Anthony's going to use his car? No. Instead, they do a kung fu scene where the preacher sniffs cocaine, which, by the way, cocaine goes in your nose and not on your cheek. It fucking completely messes the cocaine or the other lines of cocaine. And then they have a kung fu fight, which was so cringy, so stupid. It was poorly cut together, and you can see the bad stunt work where it switches from a guy that looks nothing like the preacher. And I almost thought they was like they were doing this shit on purpose.
Monkey style kung fu.
And then it's just so cringy. And then when the fight's over, and he's like making a speech, he's like, "It's too late, Janice." One of the dominatrix is like, but preacher, this and that. He's like, it's too late, Janice. The moment is past. And then everybody burst out in laughter in the writer's room. When the heart stops, the body drops. So cringe, so unfunny. And then in the past, little Mackie is almost grabbed by a random cannibal. Then he uses the car to escape. Mm-hmm. He won't leave without the car. This is the scene where, and then it goes back to the present, and he won't leave without the car. He chooses the car over Quiet. The car that he will not tell her that the car saved his life when he was 7 and about to die to cannibals. The car was the only thing that saved him. And he cares about the car, but he doesn't mention it to her. He just says, I'm going back for the car. And she's like, why are you going for the car? And he's like, I'm going for the car.
Well, he also...
so they get mad at each other.
In less than 2 days, he's going to have to get rid of the car anyway because he can't bring it with him inside of San Francisco. And so she's like, I got another car. Let's just both go to San Francisco and live happily ever after, like you said that we were going to.
He thinks he can bring a car.
Yeah, well,
that doesn't make sense. That's a great plot hole.
It doesn't matter. We need the love triangle. She's like, we're
really,
supposed to be partners. Fine, I'm leaving you.
You can only
They
live.
get really mad at each other.
And then she leaves.
Oh, no. And she leaves. Then there's an explosion in the background, and they got to get a close-up shot of her going, oh, no. She thinks he's dead to build that drama. And then John Doe, apparently, so here's what happened. You're telling me This is the big precipice of the whole thing.
I was like,
he's on
what?
the hood of the car. The preacher
What?
is on top of him. The fucking gas gets lit, and the entire car explodes.
That was a big explosion.
There's a huge explosion, and apparently what had happened was the preacher was thrown clear. He gets up, he's fine. And John Doe was, and then everybody leaves because it's only this dominatrix. She's like, that's the last of us. Let's get out of here. And he's hiding under a hood, or he was passed out under a hood that blew off of the car that he was laying on top of. And then he looks back and he sees the car, and the car is completely destroyed in the explosion.
Evelyn
But not the preacher.
Evelyn said, hey, this is my last attempt to save you. I'm going to eject the hood to cover you from the explosion and then completely save you.
Yeah.
Joe, what are you doing? Shut the fuck up. That didn't happen. And the stupid
That's
song
exactly
plays,
what
and
happened.
memories with me.
The hood is on him.
That is so stupid.
That's what happened.
Give me a rating, please.
2.
Oh, God, dude, this is fucking stupid. And at this point, I was checked out. I was like, how many more do we need?
I might have given you a point for like a fight scene, but it was a stupid fight scene with really bad stunt work. This is the preacher.
It wasn't
2.
funny. Yeah, it
2
wasn't
out of
funny.
10. Episode 9, almost there. All of a sudden, Mike is the reasonable one and the moral one. That just doesn't work. So Mike, this whole series has been a fucking asshole. He's been enjoying torturing people and getting
Killing
off on
people.
this and killing people. But now, all of a sudden, when they're with Sweet Tooth, Mike is the one that notices that Sweet Tooth is sadistic, even though he didn't notice that Agent Stone was sadistic. You're so stupid. I want you to leave, and I want you to get out of my house. Pitting them against Sweet Tooth. Right, in the future. Sweet Tooth is mad at Stone for killing his fans, so he's going to go on a mad tear to fucking kill Stone. So we have that confrontation. A random vigilante comes in the shot as Quiet is upset, and she's like, he's a random vigilante, and he's going to shoot her in the
Oh,
face.
it's Vulture.
Vulture.
Yep.
Yeah, but then he doesn't. They sit down, and they have a bonding moment. And everybody talks exactly the same in this series, you know? You know what I mean, Alex? How do I describe that?
Poorly written. There's one person, and his brain is not fully functioning, and he wrote all the lines for everybody.
And none of it is funny. He points, but then after they're done talking, he points a gun at her. Or no, he points at a gun at her. Then they bond. Then they talk. But then he goes back to pointing a gun at her, and then she's immediately saved by the toxic lady, who apparently was, a mile away, and she shot him with a crossbow. And apparently John Doe is the one who radioed them just in time to save her at the exact moment from Mark, the Vulture guy.
She had the map.
Yeah. And all this happens within the span of, so her getting upset, and then this Vulture comes out of nowhere. She's talking to herself. Comes out of nowhere. They have a bonding moment. Then they go back to the fighting, and then he gets shot in the back of the head. And then Mackie is here, and he saves her. And all this happens literally within the span of 2 minutes. I counted it. I'm like, this is the kind of stuff. Like, this does not work. And so now they're with the convoy. They got to go. They're like, we got to go. It's episode 9. We got to go. Agent Stone gives a speech, and at the end randomly says Baba Booey. Everybody laughed. Everybody that I know laughed in the room. I think across the United States, everybody was laughing when they heard that. Why did he say Baba Booey?
Because it was big in 2002.
Okay. She's still mad that they aren't partners, and he chose her. He chose the car over her, and so that she's being really mad, and she's knocking food over, and even the convoy lady's like, "Hey, that's not cool, bitch."
She slashed a tire.
Yeah, this
Tires are hard to come by.
This is, what are you gonna fucking take our poop next? Stop fucking around. And then Quiet is more important than the car in Twisted Metal. I wrote here. Oh, well, Quiet is more important than cars in Twisted Metal. This is what Twisted Metal is about. Quiet, and she stabs his tire, and then she goes to bed. She's really mad. Then when she wakes up in the morning, they make up. So in the very next scene, they make up, and he makes her an Axe glove box. And he finally explains why Evelyn was so important to him. And he could have done that at any point prior, but they needed to fake this drama and create some kind of conflict. So they gear up while they're under attack. But there's no counterattack and there's no rush to fight the Law, who is apparently just outside blowing up 3 trucks.
Can I see that?
No.
No.
Oh.
And by the way,
That was a car fight.
Yeah.
I thought this was about a car fight. Can I see the
I was
car
like,
fight?
holy shit, are we
police,
going to
police
start?
cars against semi-trucks. No.
No. Oh, we don't get.
In fact, the trucks don't even shake. They
We
don't
don't-
even move.
We see some holes.
There,
That's
the,
it.
a
That's
whole,
it.
all we see as the audience is a couple bullet holes in a car. There is no fight, even though they're describing a fight.
And I'm not joking that it continues and there's no fight going on and they talk about it and there's more talking. There's no rush. I guess they killed them all and they just fended off that first attack. I don't know. So then she ribs him over. So then it cuts to them in the room again and he puts on a bulletproof glass windshield. And she gives him shit over how excited he is that he found bulletproof glass because it's not common in this world. She goes, "You're talking like this is your first BJ."
I forgive her too, because I forgot it was about cars and guns throughout this episode.
Yeah,
or
she's
throughout
like
this
kind
whole
of shitting
season.
on the car,
'Cause
shitting on the
I
guns. I'm
forgot
like,
this was Twisted Metal
but
too.
in this world, that's the most valuable thing in the world that you could have. And she's like, "Why are you talking about it like it's great? Like you're getting your first BJ. It's no big deal." I'm like, "Bitch, just." They named the car Roadkill, and oh my God, so got it. You know, John Doe drives Roadkill. So Evelyn was John Doe's first car, and this is John Doe's second car, and then that's one of the better cars in the game, and they get led into a trap. And
which is the worst.
so
fucking
now they're
thing
going
ever.
for the big confrontation with the cop, and there's a bunch of cars, and there's a hole, and they drive through it, and Joe goes, "Why wasn't there tire spikes that could have fixed that hole?" It's like, well, Joe, and he didn't know this. They led him into a trap on purpose so that they can have the
Worst
destruction
trap
derby.
ever.
Right, and then, but before then, we have to learn that Amanda Watts Twister was actually the convoy lady the whole time, and she's Twister. It's a driver in Twisted Metal. And she's in the show, so it's the game.
I figured that since she showed the car
She
earlier.
made a big deal about the car.
Yeah.
So Sweet Tooth then shows up at the same time and attacks Stone too.
Because this is not the United States. This is like a county fair parking lot that everyone. This show is so small. They're like, it takes place over the entire United States of America. It's like everyone knows where everyone is at all times.
And just let me show up.
Rating.
Yeah. Oh, for the final episode?
No,
Oh,
this
for-
one. 9.
Oh, 9.
Tree.
A little more.
Yeah.
I don't see it. That's what they're fighting each other. They're arguing.
Oh no, absolutely,
The
it gets a fucking 2.
off-screen. This
No,
is a fucking
the only
2
cool
easily.
thing that happens in this episode is off screen, and they just tell us it happens. It's like, but I want to see that. So
Yeah, the Sweet Tooth has all his fans killed and shit. And all right. Anyways, so we're moving on to the final episode of the series, episode 10. What's it called, Joe?
That one is called, what is it, Alex?
Shangri-La.
There you go.
Shangri-La. The battle begins, and they immediately make it uncool. How? Because it turns out, you know, Roadkill, like the coolest car in the game, kind of like that Mad Max, and it's like shooting and killing. Well, it turns out the whole time that, Roadkill's been killing people, there's a little quiet and a little John Doe in there arguing like a married couple. That's what's really happening in the Twisted
But
Metal
then they
game.
also mid-battle kiss each other.
But then after they argue, they make out. And they're mid-battle
It was
making
supposed
out.
to be cool. Both of them like behind you. They shoot the drivers. They kiss. Explosion.
Yeah. Well, I hated it. And Sweet Tooth meets up with John Doe. They exchange pleasantries. Hey, I like what you did with your flaming hair. And he's like, hey, you survived. Y'all worked your shit out. And it's cool to see you as a couple. And then, yeah. And then Stone fires a heat seeker, Agent Stone, from his car. I'm like, oh, fuck. How are they going to get out of this? And then I swear to God, I thought that Twister launched a RC car that looks exactly like her car from her car and used this little RC car to lead the fucking missile away. Because that's what it looked like. Because the CGI is so bad and it's moving at incredibly fast
You're like,
speeds.
they have an RC car. I was like, no, that's your
There's
car.
no perspective. I said, look at the RC car. He goes, no, that's the car. I'm like, what? So then she leads the missile and it blows up and she saves him. And then Sweet Tooth presses his missile buttons, which blows up all the cars, even the allies, even the convoy, which kills the prosthetic lady. What's the point of her in the show? I don't know, but
finger.
Well, that's the final straw, says Mike and Stu. You can't have that. You're killing our allies too. And they realize that he's a bad guy, and so they're gonna shoot him now. But Sweet Tooth grabs it and knocks them out.
They do shoot him. I don't know.
Well, they did shoot him, and then but here's the thing: Stu turns on Sweet Tooth. He saves his shitty friend. They shoot Sweet Tooth. Then Stu runs over Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth exits the car and runs over Sweet Tooth randomly. And Sweet Tooth stands up. You know that fucking shot that every goddamn fucking show does.
I'm alive.
And then both him and the bag, both his mask and the bag, fall, and Sweet Tooth just exits the show in the shittiest fucking way possible.
I think he's dead, right?
No.
No, Joe. You think motherfucking that Bloody Mary's still alive and they're not going to bring back Sweet Tooth? Will Arnett and Samoa Joe, the best part of their show.
Yeah, he got shot and he got
very
hit going
mad
like
that
fucking
you
60
said that.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
It was a joke. It was fucking stupid.
Okay,
though.
well, you know what?
It was fucking stupid.
You might be right, Joe. He might actually be really dead, and they'll go with the ghost Sweet Tooth or something. They'll go
that's
with
gonna cost too much money.
I don't even think the cop is dead.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Because you hear
he
gunshot.
got an axe in the face.
In the tooth. You don't die from an axe to the tooth.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, and then you hear the shot off screen.
But you don't know what happens.
No, so you're right. I don't think he's dead either. He's
None of
gonna
them
come
are
back.
dead, so none of this is pointless. Everything is pointless.
But before we get there, we have to have the final battle with the cop. And she gives her biggest line delivery. They do point of perspective on Quiet. They let her have her moment, and she goes, "I'm so tired of running from this Officer Dick Cheese." Yes. That's the line. That's the big line of the series. And then Agent Stone.
It's funny.
Agent Stone goes, "Uh-oh." And then they deploy a ramp. He flies off the ramp, and they wreck. They do play chicken, and then they both wreck. He's still alive. He pulls her out of the car. She does the thing where he did to her and her brother, she does to him. But instead of grabbing the gun that she leaves for him with one bullet and killing her straight away, he just waits. And then off-screen kills himself. You hear the gunshot, but you don't see him do it, so that's why we think he's actually still alive. Very disappointing end car battle, because that's it. Like, half those cars that you see in the trailer that are set up, they don't even move. There's like, I don't know, 6 cars that move or something, and it's really bad.
We could have watched an actual just like videotape of a destruction derby from the 80s and had more fun than watching.
We were going to play Remnant 2. And I wanted to play Remnant 2, and we didn't get to play Remnant 2. So very disappointing. What you saw in the trailer was nearly the extent of it. And by the way, then they have to do the stupid thing where the 2 girls are alive. They're still alive. And they're like, "Oh, I love you," or whatever. And then they look back and the prosthetic lady's dead, and they go, "No!" And then they get the package there in time. They only have like 5 to 10 minutes left or 1 minute left, but the lady won't let her in. And then Quiet shoots him. They finally say, "Oh, you got the package? Okay, bring it out." And then she shoots Mackie, or Mackie's character, so that he can go to San Francisco, what he always wanted. And they got to give him medical attention. I don't care. And the series goes on. And then the little pop-up on Peacock said, episode 10 next. And I was like, what the fuck? We have a whole nother episode. We're watching episode 9. But no, it was just an error in the fucking app because, by the way, Peacock sucks balls. Peacock sucks cock. Yes. Peacock sucks its own balls. Anyways, there's a joke there. I just didn't make it. She won't be the new milkman for the city, and she throws, I don't know, chips to the people, and they eat them.
Rice-a-roni.
Yeah.
Rice-a-roni. So then it's the big reveal, the fucking package. Brings the package. She's like, and she gets the package, and she's like, "Yeah, I can't believe you did it." And then she opens it up. What is it, Joe?
Ice cream, Rocky Road. She didn't ask for Rocky Road, though.
Did she ask for?
Pistachios.
Yeah, she didn't even really care. She ordered something different. The order got wrong. It was from Calypso. And he uses magic to keep it cold. I don't fucking know. And then
It was all a kiss.
we'll talk about what's next. This was just a test for John, and she's talking with her henchmen. 1 month later, he just moves on. Like this whole thing that he really likes quiet, loves quiet, wants to be with quiet, but no, he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna be here now. So he just moves on for that month. He struggles riding a bike. Haha, please laugh. More scenes that are supposed to be funny. None of it is funny at this point. Everyone loves him. He goes on a date with the hot Asian chick. She looked ugly or mean at first, but she's got a big rack and she looks different. They try to make her hot and make it his girlfriend so that he can be happy there. But he's not happy. Made me chuckle that she's like, you want some wine? And he's like, yeah, man. Toilet or sink? And she's like, no.
Toilet wine is delicious if he
Toilet
makes it.
I make a delicious toilet wine.
He actually has made toilet wine and bathroom beer.
Oh yeah, the mead in the bathroom.
Mead, sink mead. Anyways, fish out of water kind of scenario here.
Yeah, but incompetent fish out of water.
Yeah.
And then the Roadkill, who is now quiet, is using her skills to distribute these deliveries to half of the deliveries to the people.
Yeah, she's like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
But half of them, I don't know why half, to not piss them off.
Halfway down with the power.
Halfway down with the power. It's true. There's no reason why she wouldn't just take all of it. Okay.
Milk,
She
man, I don't know.
I don't know. She shows him his house. So the big
Raven.
Raven shows him his house. He's like, that's nice, but I don't care. If I can't have Quiet come with me here, why couldn't she just ask him to do the delivery and say, I'll let Quiet live with you if you do this next job?
They covered that, Joe. She complicates things.
Yes.
But no, he says, compete in this tournament, and I will let Quiet live with you.
Well, that's
and
going to
he'd
be
be like,
next
all right,
season,
sure.
right?
Oh, yeah, we need stuff next season.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then so then she shows him his house, but she's like, and he's like, I don't care, and she's like, no, this is your house, and he goes, what? It's in the picture, can't you tell? He looks at the picture and he goes, yeah, it is, but you can't really see it's the house. Instead, it opens the mail. She's like, you got mail, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to die. With all this cringe, and then she's like looking through it, and it is his house. It's his family. But after seeing all these pictures of his family and remembering all these memories where he's never had Jell-O as a child, he found his home. It's actually with Quiet, and his home is out there, and with Quiet, not here. So then she goes, "Fuck this." Here's the thing: this actress is not intimidating, and none of this works. But then when she says the tournament's coming and I need you for the tournament. So then they show a big old fucking map where they put pictures of the tournament, and Axel is teased. If you don't know Axel, he's the guy that's basically two wheels and just hands.
That's what I was looking for. This
You were
whole thing,
looking
I
for
was like,
that
that'd be
guy?
fucking
Yeah.
cool. It's like, how does
He's
that
coming.
even work? But it's like,
He's got big
it's going
muscles.
to be
and shit.
expensive.
Yeah, and then there's the helmet dude, which I
Mr.
guess would be
Grimm.
Mr. Grimm, one of my favorites that I used all the time.
Very powerful special attack. He's the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, and then but in this, he's just wearing like a motorcycle jacket, and well, I guess that's what he wears in the other things. But I'm just worried that they're not going to make him the Grim Reaper. They're going to make him
think so.
the Grim Reaper.
They gotta do it on
of
a
the
budget.
gang, Grim Reapers, and then they're going to do a dance. All right. Anyways, Calypso is offering a prize. The prize is
Whatever you want.
whatever you want. He's mystical or something.
Within reason.
Which I guess maybe they can introduce some of the more mystical elements and demons and shit.
He
from
missed the boat though. Like you could have done stuff like that here and
Right.
at least teased at it.
Yeah,
they didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
The big problem with this scene is like, oh yeah, that's the season I wanted to watch first.
Yeah.
Very first. So you can lead up to the tournament, have the first couple episodes explaining kind of who the fighters are and what they're after, and then just have like a bunch of different action pieces.
Yeah.
So this
You
season,
might have been even able to do this in reverse order. Do the tournament, and it's like, all right, fuck, what do we do after the tournament? Okay, well, now these cities need deliveries for medical supplies, and then you got to fight all these people in between. Way more action in between, but I don't know.
It was lacking big time action.
Yeah, so this Peacock sucks. The show sucks. And, yeah, that's it.
No, it's not it.
Oh,
We
shit,
need a
that
little
isn't
bit
it.
more. While we were looking at these pictures, obviously, it's like right there. It's like, oh, it's his sister. And then just then, cuts to Quiet driving the car. She gets pulled over because there's some trap. And then the ladies surround her car. I was like, that's going to be John's sister.
They all scream at her.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about my brother, John. I was like, I don't fucking care.
Care.
I don't care.
What is it, Alex? The scene in
And Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber where they're sitting at the bar. I don't care. The show hinges on whether or not you care. Oh, I already said that. That's it. What is the final verdict for this one?
2.
2. Yeah.
I wanted to give it one more extra point because of the end. But even then, like I saw that.
The battle doesn't bring it up, so maybe the battle brings it to 3. But most of that battle was so disappointing and really looks bad. So I think
I'd seen it before.
Yeah, we saw it too. That's the shitty part.
The only part we didn't see in the trailer is the RC car.
Yeah,
it
the
looks
RC car.
terrible.
Which you thought it was a fucking remote control
I
car.
thought it was remote.
So it's just like, what the fuck?
Like, that's cool. She's deploying little special abilities.
Nope, that's her.
No, that's her actual car. She's driving it. What? Joe, what's the rating?
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 2 out of 10, and maybe 3 if you could really dig. Like,
it just makes you more mad because like they start setting up for a tournament, something cooler. It's like, where the fuck was that?
Yeah, so that's why it goes down to it too.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, you fucking
Like,
asshole.
Thank you for wasting your time.
Come back next season to
Fuck
waste
you! I'm
more
not
of your
coming
time.
back. I'm not
We're
coming back.
We're gonna come back. No, please don't. It's gonna depend, I guess, on the trade. This isn't getting a second season. There's no way Peacock has the money for this.
Apparently,
they're literally
people are
just
liking
burning
this,
money.
People are liking this.
So we did a whole fucking season review. It is this is a 2-hour-long video. I didn't expect it to go this long. Fuck. So I'm going to break it into the normal review and then the 10 episodes. None of this is getting any views, but we did this as a service to you, okay? So for the few people that were morbidly curious on this, we did the absolute breakdown where you do not have to buy it. That is all the story elements. It is Sweet Tooth is not Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth sucks by the end of it. The ending battle is disappointing. There's barely any car battles. It's all about John Doe and Quiet having sex in a goddamn ball pit. Then nobody gives a fuck about this relationship. And if you do, hey man, you just live fucking generic drama and stuff. Any series would have pleased you. I can give you a list of so many other series that you would be amazed by if this was
game television
I'm
adaptation.
sorry. You're right.
This is the best.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Don't you argue with them.
Absolutely love it.
Fuck,
Perfect
did you not see
backstory.
anything
This is
else?
worse than Halo.
Did you not see anything else?
I think this might be worse than Halo. The only difference is that I care more about Halo, and they fucked it up bad. Whereas Twisted Metal, I would have allowed more of a fuck up and not really, have it be that bad. So Halo's promising, please, season 2 will fix it. Don't worry about it. Come back. And now Peacock is like, please, there's no more cocks with watermelons. We'll give you the battles with the cars, okay? We promise. Just come back. Bloody Mary, will they be there? Fuck off. We'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, everybody.